Hi, I'm Edith Bowman.
And I'm Michelle Collins.
Welcome to On the Box. This is the podcast where we celebrate the new releases and most loved shows on BritBox and beyond that.
And this week we are thrilled because we're joined by the brilliant and, dare I say, very handsome Tom Ellis. Tom is probably best known for his lead roles in the U.S. hits Tell Me Lies, Lucifer, and CIA, the exciting new show from Law & Order creator Dick Wolf.
But he's also, of course, he's a Brit. And along with friend of the pod, Daniel Mays, he was in the Brit acting royalty-filled The Thursday Murder Club. And he first won our hearts here in the UK as lovely Gary in the sitcom Miranda.
Which I'm excited about because, Miranda is one of the few times I have seen someone similar to myself being portrayed on television, Edith.
Well, that means I think that the Americans need to create the show Michelle with you as the Miranda character, but it's as you, obviously.
Well, thank you. And
that would be brilliant.
Wouldn't that be good? Well, they did I know Whitney Cummings worked on an American version of Miranda, and I can't remember the name of it, forgive me, but I think they cast Mayim Bialik in the lead role. I remember that. Ask me why, because I auditioned for it. And I won't tell you reason I did. And the reason why I didn't get it was actually very complimentary to me. And I won't repeat it because this is an English podcast and we don't compliment ourselves. I've never seen an English person say a nice thing about themselves. So I will not be doing that. But I'll say I'm also a terrible actress. I'll happily put that on record here. So I did audition for it. No, I have to really be out of my head to act well. If I'm handed a script, I get very self-conscious. I feel, I'm telling you, I don't get in, I'm not like Uta Hagen. I can't just pop into the role. You know what I mean?
Only kind of, I did a little play today thing. I thought I wanted to do it for a bit, and I went to see a couple of casting agents and stuff. And I got a little tiny thing really quickly. On the BBC used to do this play in the afternoons segment. They used to run the afternoon, and I played a PE teacher, like a sports teacher.
Oh wow, I could see that.
And that was it.
You're sitting here in a button down that has basically a cut off sleeved shirt. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I am getting light PE teacher vibes
PE
from this
teacher,
get up a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, it's in my
Oh,
bones. In my bones.
hired immediately on the spot. Yeah, but Miranda was, I'm 6'1". I think Miranda Hart is, I think maybe even 6'2". She might be an inch taller than me, but it's so rare that a tall woman who isn't a supermodel is even shown at all, So that was a very nice thing for me. And it was great that she had this really hot love interest on it too, which is so genius. If I ever wrote my own show, much like Mindy Kaling always did, I would cast the hottest men alive as my love interest.
Who would it be?
Well, I think he's free. Eric Bana. Is he working these days? I would love to, what, your face. You're not excited.
I know, great. I could totally see that.
In a heartbeat. Eric. Because he's also nuts.
Eric?
I don't really care. He doesn't have to be taller than me. No, I'm not kidding. I'm not one of these tall women who's 6'3" and up. You really have to be a fool, I think, to think that. So Eric would be in there. Ewan McGregor, if he's around.
That's a great shout.
Love you.
That is a great shout. Hello there.
One of my first true crushes. And
really?
He was a heroin addict. I think I was 14 years old.
Trainspotting.
That's my man. He was halfway in a toilet. I was like, my man is crazy. Why is he in that toilet?
Have you seen him in Young Adam?
No.
You see all of them in Young Adam, so you should definitely go and watch Young Adam.
Honey, I've seen The Pillow Book, which he loves getting that thing out, doesn't he? I don't know if this is BritBox approved, this conversation, but I don't really care. My BritBox approves it, so that's really all that matters. I'll say, yes, he loves getting it out, as he should. Yes, bless the world.
Flaunt it.
Yeah, him and Liam Neeson. Don't hide it. Let us have some fun. Yeah.
Liam Neeson, wow. Liam Neeson could play your dad in it.
What a sick segue after what I just said. Sick person you are. Weirdo.
I didn't even think of
that. He could play my dad. Yes. I think he's single now too. Remember they were trying to hook him up with Pamela Anderson. That was a whole press relationship for a second.
There's a whole name for this whole thing now. Because they were just talking to J-Lo and Brett Goldstein about it as well for Office Romance as well about Nish was really funny about this. Nish Kumar spoke to last week. He was talking about he'd just been to the premiere they had in London, because obviously him and Brett are really old friends. For people listening, Brett Goldstein, you know him from Ted Lasso. He's, Roy Kent, the sweary one. And he was like, it's so weird. It's like Brett's written like a fantasy, like fan fiction film for him and JLo to be in, but
So
he's
funny.
actually made it happen.
Wait, that is so funny. And I gotta say, if they're faking it, because obviously the rumors are swirling, which those are my favorite rumors, are ones that are
Mm.
swirling, that they are in fact dating in real life. If in fact they are not, then unlike me, they are really fantastic actors because the chemistry that they have. I saw an interview with them on the Today Show here in the US, and there's real sparks. You really feel it almost to the point where I actually don't think they're together because I think if they were, they wouldn't be hamming it up as much as they are, if that makes any sense. You know what I mean? Like it's almost too perfect.
And the
But
way that he's completely comfortable with completely fanboying out about all knowing everything about all her films and
yeah,
every role that she's done in a total kind of like borderline stalker kind of
it's
vibe as
scary.
well.
Yes. With that big grin.
Where are you, by the way? I'm just people can't see you, but where are you? I kind of
I'll admit that my video background does make it look like I'm in the motel from the Florida Project. But no, in fact, I'm in a it's giving like cheap motel. I am actually at a fairly nice, or should have been nicer than it really is, a hotel in Miami. And yeah, isn't it funny when you stay in a place that it should have? And I want people to know I love an airport hotel. I am not a hotel snob. I will stay in a 2-star, 3-star. I don't need the utmost service. But when I'm paying a lot of money for a hotel, which in this
Mhm.
case I am, I do expect a little, just a little zhuzhing, something, instead of being made to feel like I'm infringing on their time. And when I got to the room on a few nights ago, the bathroom was dirty. There was like long hair. Obviously, it's not mine. Call the detectives. Call Tommy and Tuppence because I don't think it's me. And I called downstairs to let them know because it was gross and there was long hair. And I go, hey, just letting you know, there's like long hair like in the shower and in the sink. And he went, well, do you want me to come up and clean it for you? That's what I said.
Wow.
Edith. Shocking.
Wow.
And I said it exactly. I wasn't like rude. I said, listen, just letting you guys know the bathroom was dirty. Well, do you want me to come up? Then I needed a chair for this interview. So last night I said, hey, can I get a desk chair? The guy was like, oh, all right, we gotta unlock. It's like so rude. And then, of course, he goes, they'll bring it to you in the morning. Of course they didn't. So I called back downstairs and the guy was like, all right, a different guy. We'll bring you a chair. On my life, I am on a wrought iron rock hard garden chair, probably a rusted up garden chair. I'm like, well, I'll take it. And it is considered a luxury hotel. So it is what it is. I just think service is different these days. You stay in a lot of hotels, but the English
I
are
grew
different.
up in one as well. Like my family had a little hotel in Scotland. It's the world, and we were like, it was drilled into us. Like the customer's always right. You can't do enough for the customer. We were like, okay.
Yeah, if you had like long hairs from a big dark extension, because that I don't even think they were real hairs. Edit that out. But that's really true. I do believe they were
And for
synthetic.
another episode, I'll tell you about some of the things. My first job as the hotel growing up when I was like 12 or something, helping the family out, was as a chambermaid. And I'm not sure if I can reveal to you on this podcast some of the things that I found to sweep up in those rooms.
Wow. Well, I know that the two of us are very excited to welcome our very talented and good looking guest this week. He is one of the stars of the phenomenon that was Miranda. He's now making the jump from UK to US TV.
We are absolutely thrilled to welcome our guest this week. It is none other. Welcome to On the Box, Tom Ellis.
I know that Edith and I are thrilled to have, dare I say, one of our handsomest guests. No offense to anybody else who's been on this show, but he's the star of Miranda and Lucifer, and we're just thrilled to have him here. It's the great Tom Ellis joining us. Hi, Tom.
Hey guys, how are you?
Awesome. So nice to see you. I was just say it's been like a minute, I think.
It's been a hot second, hasn't it? Been quite a lot of water's gone under the bridge since I saw you last time.
Quite a lot of roles, sir, that you have taken on and been doing amazingly well. How are you?
Thank you very much. I'm really good, thank you. I'm sitting in sunny New York,
Oh,
getting very excited about the World Cup starting.
Oh,
And yeah, I'm on a hiatus from my show at the moment. We've got 3 months off before we start again, so I'm just taking a bit of time to exist.
Now, I have a question. Are you actually going to any of the games?
I am, yeah. I'm going to go to England, Panama, which is our last group match, which is at the
Wow.
MetLife Stadium.
Oh
And
man.
tell me something.
I'm so
Are you
excited.
paying the $350 to get there? Because I know there's like this big drama about getting to MetLife where they're charging. I mean, I think to take the train, it's like $150, something crazy.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't really thought that far ahead to logistics yet,
Oh, huge mistake. It's all I'm
but the
thinking
fact
about.
that I mean, the ticket was expensive enough. Goodness me.
I know.
So yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I'm going to get there. If it takes walking, I'll do it.
They
But
won't let you. They
no,
won't
it's
let
just
you walk.
it's very exciting in New York at the moment as well because the Knicks are in the
Yes.
NBA playoff finals, and so the whole city's gone crazy. And little did I know, the whole city was a big Arsenal hub as well.
Ah,
Huh.
Because I was in the pub last week supporting Arsenal with Mandami, weirdly.
Really?
check you out. You are properly
Yes.
like you're like a New York like citizen now, basically, aren't you? I mean, you've been spent so
Well,
much time in
yeah.
the States, haven't you, recently? The
Yeah, I
last
mean,
few years, really.
I was living in LA for the last 10 years, and then
Wow.
Megan and I moved over here to New York last summer because I was starting a new job that was basically shooting here, but we'd sort of talked for a while about moving to New York, and then the universe just kind of
Hmm.
offered something up. So yeah,
You know,
so
it's
here we
interesting.
are.
I was in LA myself a couple weeks ago, and all of my friends who are actors in the business, a lot of the work is happening in New York now. They're saying that LA
Yeah,
has really become quite sleepy. This is, I'm quoting them. And it's
yeah.
interesting because of how expensive New York is that they're actually moving production there. Surprises me.
Well, I mean, what there is in New York and certainly in New Jersey is there's very healthy tax credits for filming.
Mm,
So it does weirdly make more financial sense for studios to shoot here than in LA because it's more expensive there at the moment unless you get a tax credit over there. But there's a sort of plateau on how many people can get that. So
interesting.
yeah, it has shifted the work out of LA quite a lot in the last 5 years, especially, I would say. So
I
yeah.
looked up Knicks tickets because I myself will be in the city next week, and I thought all right. By the way, I don't even care about the game, but I was like, that could be fun, like going to a Knicks game. $8,000 a ticket minimum.
What?
Yeah,
I swear, I
yeah,
was like,
minimum. Yeah.
well, guess I won't be seeing the Knicks. Good
No,
luck, Spike. Yeah.
it's crazy.
Is
But
it?
there are
Is
a
it?
lot, they put a lot of like fan parks and stuff out so you can watch it out in the street,
Oh,
Oh,
but
that's
they
that's
cool.
look
fun.
they look bonkers. Yeah.
Is the next there? Is the basketball where they do the kind of like the kiss cam and stuff like that, or is that a different sport? Excuse my
Yeah.
ignorance.
On the Jumbotron. Yeah. They do all that business and they go around the crowd. Yeah, it's so much fun. Like I actually haven't been to see the Knicks. I saw when I was in LA, I went to go and watch LA a few times,
Mm.
which was amazing. But American sport is very different to British sport.
Is it?
But yeah,
How so?
it's quite I think all the stuff around it, not just the game itself,
It's the
is like
entertainment side of it, isn't
yeah,
it?
the
It's like,
entertainment side of it for sure. Obviously, the cut into commercial breaks is incessant.
Yeah.
Um,
We need our
but
money.
like I was working for Fox a few years ago in 2018, and they took me to the Super Bowl because they were showing the Super Bowl on Fox that year. And I took Megan, my wife, who is not a big sports fan, but she does, love an event. And we got there, and about 2 minutes into the game, she looked up at the Jumbotron and she was like, "What? Do we not get to see the commercials?" Because for her, the
Yeah.
Super Bowl is all about commercials, and like most of America, the Super Bowl commercials are just as big as the event itself. Um,
wow.
but yeah, so it's very like a lot of things in America, commercially driven.
She seems like fun. Ask her if she wants to go to the Knicks game next week because that's my kind of
Oh yeah,
person.
no,
I
exactly.
also only care about the ads and the event. The game, I'm like, whatever, that's no problem at all. That's hilarious. Well, the difference I would also say is the English people, when they go to their games, get blackout drunk and they tend to throw hands. We don't really do that as often. Sometimes in the parking lot, I would say maybe, but like not at the game
Yeah.
itself. Yeah.
Tailgating, that's a big thing over
It's a
here
big
that I have to
thing.
get used to.
Yeah. We like to
Where
drink in the
you
cars.
drive to the car park like 2 or 3 hours before the game, and then have
Hmm.
a party out of the back of your car.
Hmm.
It's like a
And
rave.
I'm assuming with a designated driver.
Sure.
But
Why
yeah,
not?
it's that's basically the before and afters in American sport is a big deal.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Do you find it now because you say you're in LA for like 10 years and your career's been just flying, with the projects that you've worked on that are coming out of the States. Are
Yeah.
you still finding that thing where people are surprised that you're English sometimes when you're playing characters that are American?
Not so much these days because I have to say, like the last few characters I've played over here, I've been British.
Yeah.
So it's more that I'm sort of making a mark as that British guy on American TV as opposed to a Brit
Cool.
playing American. Like my first kind of like big role that brought me out here, I was American in that.
Mm.
And I, you know, I guess for my own sanity, I sort of decided that I was going to stay in dialect, like the whole time that I was on at work, essentially. I'll get picked up in the morning, I'll be American, and when I get dropped off, I'll be British.
Wow.
And it sounds exhausting, but actually it's easier than doing it the other way around for me.
Yeah.
But so a lot of my crew on that show didn't know that I was British. And
Love
then on the last day when I wrapped, like, but then there was another scene to shoot that I wasn't in. So I went back to my trailer, got all my clothes, got my civvies on, went back to set, and I was like, yeah, nice one, mate. Thanks very much. And then it was like, they were all just like, their heads were blown. It was quite amusing.
They put you in a 5150 hold. They're like, he's lost. He snapped. The show wrapped. He's lost his mind altogether. That's hilarious.
Someone's Freaky Friday, Tom. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah. The American accent, I'm curious as an Englishman, and I know you're a Welshman, but does it hurt your mouth to do it? Because like if I'm doing an English accent, I feel like English people keep their mouths quite closed. Like everything is kind of from the back of the throat and like this. Yeah. Whereas Americans, we're very round. We open our mouths quite wide. Does it tire you out doing that accent?
It is. It's like a different set of muscles for sure. But I think once you find where your sort of resting face sits within that dialect, then it kind of it starts to make sense. But yeah, that again, going back to why I stayed in dialect, it was so I didn't have to think about those things so much. So it was something I didn't want to have to think about whilst I was doing the job, if you know what I mean.
Makes sense, yeah.
Yes, it is a bit of a mission for sure to get your tongue, teeth and lips around it.
Tell me about it. I don't know what that means. Anyway, so another question for you, which is I am a tall woman. And I have to thank you because before you were here, I was discussing how Miranda is really one of I think the only show that has ever had true tall female representation where she wasn't like a basketball player or a model, where she was just this kind of dorky tall woman. And I'm interested to know, because you played the love interest on that show, which I know was a huge role for you.
Huge.
Yeah. Are you approached by big women around the world? Do big women just gravitate toward you and thank you? Because, I was saying...
Watch out for Michelle, basically, when she meets you in person.
We've actually met 100 years ago, and I don't think you probably wouldn't remember that back in our LA days. But I'll say, I'm just wondering, are you approached by big women constantly? I can ask that.
Not that I've noted, Michelle. But what I would say is that when people meet me, they tend to be a bit shocked about how tall I am.
Yeah.
Because of Miranda, the disparity between me and Miranda wasn't huge at all. So people are little bit taken aback when they meet me in real life that I'm 6'3". But Miranda, to be fair, Miranda's my first co-star that I've had that I've not, they've had to put her on a step or put me in a trench when we're doing our close-ups and stuff. And she did make me look a bit more normal sized, which was quite nice.
And by the way, and for her, it's nicer for her than for you, because I imagine.
No, absolutely.
I take it from me, it's not easy. She's how
That's the only reason I got the job, to be honest.
It's because you're big. Makes sense. You're the only tall actor. I think it's like you and John Lithgow, and he's busy playing.
There's not a lot of us around, that's for sure. I was shocked when I went to Hollywood. I was like, geez, I feel like a giant.
That's so small.
That's just America. And America's a short country. Like maybe in New York, there's some tall people, but once you go into, I feel like in London, I lived in the Netherlands for a couple of years, and that's where you're getting into like my people.
Vikings.
Yes. Where people are not looking at my shoes.
I did a job in Iceland a couple of years ago, and I couldn't get over how tall everybody was. You had to be at least 6 foot to be Icelandic, I realised.
Get out of here.
You've not played a Viking yet, have you?
Not yet.
Not yet. I like that. But that's a really interesting thing in terms of the range, of roles that you've done, and you talked about Miranda and the comedy side of that, and the improv and really physical comedy as well, and then moving in, you've done a bit of sci-fi, done drama, done and some of those series as well. Is there a choice of kind of, I want to go this direction, I want to try that, of making sure that you kind of keep that range open in a way and trying out different things and not being kind of shoehorned into being, someone who does just one kind of type of thing?
Yeah. I mean, that was definitely when I fell in love with acting when I was, 17. What was lovely about it was that you just went and played lots of different parts, and that was the big attraction, that kind of variety and getting your teeth into something new. and not just parts, but like, tonally types of plays as well. Like you do a comedy, you do a drama, and I uh, I just loved that variety. But the reality is, when you go into the industry, you're not going to play a 65-year-old Russian servant. You're going to play people that you suit physically, and a lot of people try and pigeonhole you immediately,
Yeah.
just physically. And I guess I was lucky in that I really enjoyed doing comedy a lot when I was at drama school, and it's just something that I always gravitated towards.
Yeah.
It's not something I specifically trained in or anything, but I had a sense of funny, I guess is the way that people like phrase it these days. Um, and then, but I also really enjoyed doing dramatic acting
Yeah.
and straight dramatic roles. And I think I craved that variety going into the industry. I didn't know realistically whether I would get opportunities to have that much variety, but it's just happened that I kind of have, and it's been lovely. Yeah, if I have choice these days, then it's, I try and like to do something completely different from what I've just been doing, basically. And it's always quite nice to surprise people when they go, "Oh, I didn't know you could do that."
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
What is like the one genre you kind of haven't tackled yet? Would it be horror, or like have you played a serial killer yet? No offense. I could see it.
I haven't. I don't think I've played. No, I have played a serial killer.
Have
Actually,
you?
Messiah. God, back in the day. I think one thing that I haven't really done. We sort of touched on it a bit in Lucifer. Is I haven't done a musical, and so
Tom.
I really.
You're talking to the
I
right
think
woman with Michelle there, by the way, Tom.
I'd
Oh,
quite
Look at her
like
little
to maybe
face.
go and do that. Does that float your boat, Michelle?
My boat is high up in the air. It's so
She's sinking.
floated.
You're talking to the Titanic in a minute.
Wait, I do have a question. This opens up a whole new world for us, because what would the
Okay.
dream? I didn't know that you were like a musical person. What would the dream musical role be? If I may, I could see you as like a Javert, or sort of a more serious, or perhaps like a Fagin and Oliver, like a kind of more.
Ooh.
That would be good for you.
Love
Guys
to do
and dogs.
that.
Guys and dogs.
Love to do Guys and Dolls.
Oh, Sky?
Amazing, amazing. I think because it's always been one of my favorite films as well, and I feel such a deep affiliation for some reason because my parents were obsessed with it. But The Sound of Music
Oh,
is
yes.
like one of my favorite
Captain
musicals of all
Von
time.
Trapp right in
Captain
front of us
Von
as I
Trapp.
live and breathe.
I was going to say
There we
Gretel,
go.
but yeah, sure.
we
Captain
go.
Von Trapp. You'd be so adorable going up the steps. I'd be like, look at him go. You would be a great Captain Von Trapp, honestly. Gosh.
Well, I've got 4 children, so I'm nearly there. I've got a few more to go.
Oh my God, yeah. Get to it. We need this thing. They haven't done, oh, you know what? They did do a live remake of it here in America on NBC years and years ago. And it was not bad, funny enough, but they have not done like a film.
When was that?
making. Oh my God, this had to be pre-COVID, so like 10 years ago. I don't
Okay.
think I'm
I
crazy.
do remember NBC doing some like live music. They did. I think they
Yeah.
did Jesus Christ Superstar as well. Didn't
They
they?
did. They did Peter Pan, which was, I think, the first one they did. And then Fox got in on it and did Grease. And yeah, there's a reason we don't really talk about them. But yeah, you should definitely
Bring them
get it right.
back. It's time to bring them back.
I think so too. That's exciting. Well, I want to ask you this because I found this out about you as well. You're a Welshman, which is fabulous. Are you from Cardiff, or where in Wales are you from?
Oh yeah, I was born in Cardiff. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It says here, tell us the story, because you were famous, I guess, from the moment you were born, that you and your sisters made the papers. I'm reading this here. What happened exactly to you, Tom?
Not only the papers, the South Wales Echo, which is,
No.
the pinnacle of local papers. So yeah, I've got a twin sister, and we were born at the University of Wales Hospital in Cardiff. And basically, about 4 months into my mum's pregnancy, they took her for another scan because they were like, "You're so big, we're convinced there's triplets."
No.
But there weren't. It was just 2 enormous twins. And basically, because it was a training hospital, there was a ton of like medical students that when my mum went into labour, word got around that these massive twins were about to be born. And so I apparently, and my sister came out first, but she was breached, which means she came out bum first.
Oh, yeah.
So she didn't see the audience, but then I came out second, and there was about 25 people just waiting to sort of to see
You're
me
ready for
come
your
out.
first stage.
Which is
Yeah.
why my dad said I was an actor, because I came out to an audience. But
Yes.
yeah, and we were collectively between. I was £9 and 3 ounces. My sister was
Wow.
£7 5, and we were the heaviest twins ever to be born on record in South Wales.
There are so many
And we,
jokes that write themselves with the heaviest twins. I mean, I'm crying. Your poor mother also being fat shamed by the South Wales
I,
Echo. I'm
Yeah.
horrified for her. It's a terrible thing. I would hate that. Like, biggest twins ever. It's like, please.
I know. When I tell that story, everyone goes, "Oh, your poor mum." Like it's the exact
Yes.
phrase comes out of everybody, "Your poor mum." But
Wowee.
she's fine. She's
That's
fine.
great.
fine.
She had
Listen,
us naturally. She's a trooper.
Wow.
you know, they used to do that because I was 9 pounds,
I know.
11 ounces, which I have a joke about that
Wow.
that I'll save for stage. However, my mother also had me naturally. And, you know, she goes, Michelle, I went to bed. I woke up. You were there. That was the good old days when you could drug people. Now, you know, now it's like they slice you open. There's no fun in birth anymore. There used to be some fun in it, I think. Anyway.
One of the things I wanted to ask you about was fan base, because it's amazing when you look at the different shows and projects that you've worked on and how the fans get so behind the shows, so much so with something like Lucifer, that the kind of the want for more meant that it was picked up again, and that's amazing when something is loved so much by fans that they kind of really get behind it and people pay attention.
Yeah, I mean, Lucifer especially was such a kind of insane experience with the fans because we've been on the air for like 3 seasons, and we'd been on Fox in the States. That was our network, but also after the first season came out on Fox, there were streamers around the world that were picking it up and showing the show. So in certain territories it was on Netflix, and certain territories it was on Amazon. But all our bosses were concerned about was how it was performing on Fox, and it wasn't. It didn't blow, it didn't blow numbers out of the water by any stretch. We were kind of doing okay, but I had sort of had to go around the world to do a bit of press for where it was showing in various territories, and I started to get this feeling that like this show feels quite popular. Like it doesn't feel like it's popular back at home where we're making it. Like we certainly don't get that impression from our employers. But I kind of like I've done this for a while now, and I'm getting a different feeling about this show. Anyway, cut to after season 3, Fox, for whatever reason, decided that they were going to cancel the show. It just wasn't working for them as a business model or whatever. And when they made that announcement, I thought to myself, I kind of feel like there's a few people that aren't going to be very happy about this. But that was the biggest underestimation I've ever made in my entire life, because as soon as they announced it, my phone went absolutely bonkers and didn't stop going bonkers of people just being outraged about the fact it had been cancelled. And that just started to snowball. And then literally, I think within a couple of days, I got a call from the head of Warner Brothers TV, who was also in the States. Warner Brothers make the show for Fox. So the studio makes the show and Fox is the network. And even though Fox had said they didn't want to do it anymore, people had come to Warner Brothers and said, we're really interested in doing more of the show. So, and I'd been told by him that, this doesn't happen. If a show gets cancelled, that's it. Game over, lick your wounds and move on, basically. And then he's like, I need you to come out to the States, have some meetings with people. So I got on a flight to the States, and whilst I was at Heathrow Airport, I got a direct message on my Twitter from BBC Newsnight. And I was like, and they were like,
Were they like, they're like, you
we've been
up?
they've been following this Save Lucifer campaign online, because it had gotten so like rampant. They really wanted to talk about it and talk about like the nature of TV and TV shifting and all that sort of stuff. So I fly out to the States. I ended up doing a down the line interview to Newsnight, I was like, this is like proper grown up news show. What's happening here? And then within about another week, Netflix had come in and swooped in and picked the show up, and basically the Save Lucifer campaign that the fans started worked. And ever since that moment, it felt like that they were, rather than fans, they were like shareholders in the show. And they really it really meant something to them, like they'd had a part in this thing. And yeah, it just and then it just, when it went on Netflix, it just exploded, and suddenly everyone around the world was watching it at the same time, and our numbers were crazy. And yeah, it was
Amazing.
it was an incredible journey and an incredible thing to happen. And I felt incredibly blessed to be on the side of it that I was.
I have to ask, did the fans actually mail anything into like Netflix or Fox? Because I know oftentimes when a show is going off the air, they'll mail like light bulbs or, in your case, I guess pitchforks. I don't know what the the thongs, like
Well,
what would
that
it have been? Yeah.
I mean that I don't know, but what I would say is that it was the first time social media, like in my experience, social media became a very positive thing.
Oh
There
yeah.
was a real positive outcome out of the
Yeah.
social media thing. Now I feel completely different about social media. We're talking like
Mm.
nearly 10 years later now.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't feel the same about social media
No,
because I
same.
think whilst it has incredible potential for good, I think it has the equal incredible potential for bad,
100%.
sadly.
Yeah.
I know your wife, Megan Oppenheimer, which can I just say,
Hmm.
love saying her name. It's a fab name. She adapted the romantic drama novel Tell Me Lies for television, which was a massive hit. You were
Hmm.
part of the cast second season. A couple questions working with your wife. I mean, it's happened before and clearly it worked out very well. Was that something you guys had to kind of discuss privately? Like, how is this going to work? Like, was it strange working together or having her write dialogue for you because she knows you so well?
It's actually quite the opposite. Like I love working with Megan. She's
Mm.
such, 'cause, the thing that we're really easily able to do is, put on our professional heads. And I just think she's just amazing at what she does. And
Yeah.
she's such a brilliant storyteller. Her dialogue is fantastic. Um, it, and I have a huge amount of respect for her as a storyteller. So it just was kind of seamless in a way. And I think if people watch some of the scenes that I did, they'd be like, "That was seamless." And because there were scenes of a sexual nature. Let's just put it that way.
Hello.
In Tell Me Lies, but it was not strange. It just wasn't. And I know that might be strange for people to hear, but it was it felt safe.
It's
And I
beautiful.
think that was really important
Yeah.
actually, because that doing that kind of material, if you don't feel safe in those environments, then yeah, it's not great at all. But
Mm.
um, no, I love it, and we want to keep working together on various things.
That's great.
She's great.
Amazing. I want to ask about Colin Glass,
Yeah.
and kind of, that kind of world, and also jumping into a world that's been created by someone like Dick Wolf, who has got such kind of credentials behind him, in terms
Mm.
of Law and Order and stuff like that. It's Talk to me a little bit about that character, and when it's something like that with the kind of the role and the research I imagine that's involved in being like even the jargon and being prepared and being sort of,
Mhm.
all that sort of side of it. Do you like that research part before you start filming? And what was specific for this role?
If it's really far removed from the stuff that we know, then yeah, I love doing that kind of research. And yeah, this was, I mean, I got to speak to some genuine CIA operatives,
Ooh,
and they're
Cool.
retired now, but it's
how?
just like,
Like voice
uh,
modulation? Like, how did you talk to them?
no, just talk like a natural conversation,
Oh,
but they're like
nice.
in Hawaii, just,
So
Yeah.
fabulous.
spending the rest of their
Awesome.
lives on a beach. Um, but some of the stories that they would tell, and like also we have a guy, Mike Matera, his name is, who is with us on a daily basis on the set, who worked for FBI and for NYPD, but a lot of his time in the FBI was spent doing undercover missions.
Wow.
And some of the stuff tells me, I'm just like, I can't, like, we have to put this on screen. This is just like, people won't even believe this. But it's good to meet those people, because in this kind of world of TV where everything kind of gets exaggerated, or you think, oh, that wouldn't happen or this wouldn't happen, actually, I feel like we barely even touch the surface of some of the stuff
Mm.
that happens. So it's good, and it helps me build an element of truth in what I'm trying to, bring to the character and whatever. But yeah, it's more than anything. I'm just like sitting there with an open mouth going, what? And then they did what? And you did what?
Has it made you more of a conspiracy theorist? Because I feel like if I were to talk to someone at that level who knows things that as a civilian we would never even think,
Mhm.
has it made you look at certain things with like a new way of thinking, like, oh, this is government planted or something like that?
Um, I think the thing that's like, and I think we probably all know this, but I'm just going to clarify it.
Please.
Like everything that's on your phone and your computer, whether it's kind of like behind a firewall or behind, some secure messaging server, don't worry about it. It can be found. They can
Yeah.
find it. They can know what you're up to. There is no secrecy in our worlds at all. So if you're up to really no good, then yeah, watch out, basically.
It's
But
exciting.
there's eyes and ears everywhere.
You're telling me
And
they see how much money I spend online? Like, that's a problem for me.
you
I
could quite easily find out, Michelle.
the CIA is like, I'm like, wait, they're in my
That's-
Neiman Marcus account. I'm like, how dare they? Okay.
But I think the more fascinating thing about the show was about, like, for me, was about the fact that, a lot of the Dick Wolf shows were about a very present law service, like FBI and like people dealing with the there and then. And this is about people working in the shadows, and the stuff that they deal with it all happens before you even realize it as a member of the public.
Interesting.
And so this kind of that kind of world of espionage and kind of voyeurism and stuff was really quite fascinating.
It's crazy, isn't it? Sometimes the best stories are the true stories, or that are like set in the truth in
Yeah.
a way. Do you know what I mean? I don't know if you've
Yeah.
managed to catch Legends recently.
I haven't seen any of that yet.
It's obviously it's kind of set in the UK, and it's crazy because it's the customs and excise kind of department, which you kind of
Yeah.
go, oh yeah, they're going to take my fags and booze off me. But it's like, but what it actually is about this whole period of time where they sort of employed a group of these kind of trainee people to go undercover to try and infiltrate drug trafficking in the UK. And they're all based on real people. The whole experience is based on real people. And you go, how did this happen? And no one knew about it and all that kind of thing. It's so interesting.
That's the Steve Coogan. Is that the
Steve Coogan, yeah, Neil
Yeah, I
Forsyth,
really want to
showrunner.
watch that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
really good. But you notice a difference with, in terms of, because we've always kind of admired and looked up to the kind of, the American TV series, and, I mentioned Law and Order and those kind of big shows that are created. And the UK is making some really brilliant kind of shows. The kind of there's definitely a coming together in terms of the standards are not any different anymore. Do you notice that from your side in terms of what scripts you're being sent and offers that are coming your way in terms of American stuff, but also actually the UK's doing some really interesting projects as well?
I think what's really interesting now is the business model has changed. So, like what we used to know, like weirdly doing what I'm doing now, I'm falling into the old, what they call broadcast TV model. So, what we know America for, which is producing, these series of like 22 episode seasons, which is a full network TV show, and network TV season, sorry. And they're just really good at doing that specifically, I would say. They have the writers' room system here. They're really, they're very used to kind of like laying the track as you go along, essentially, and keeping this kind of this machine moving. And that's what a lot of American TV, I would say, has been in the past and what we know it to be. But with streamers now coming into the whole equation, it means that there's more money in the UK for production. Because that used to be the big difference. We'd have incredible writers and actors, but we didn't have the same amount of money to produce the things. So we would all fall in love with these big, American shows like 24, for example, is a great thing back in the day, early 2000s. Wow, this show's just incredible. It's got all these stunts and it's just constantly moving. It's high octane. And really, you couldn't really imagine anything like that happening on UK TV because we just didn't have the financial infrastructure to support it. The closest thing was probably Spooks, but you're talking like 6 episodes as opposed to 22 episodes. Now, you've got money coming in from Netflix, Apple, Amazon, and they're making things in the UK for the same amount of money they would make them in the States. And I think that's great. And it's given a real platform to British talent, especially on the writing side as well. But above all, I think it's always quality over quantity. And, Megan and I literally, was it last night or the night before, I would say, like almost grieving it that we just finished Peaky Blinders because she hadn't ever seen it. I'd done the first 4 seasons, and then because I was busy or whatever, I just hadn't done the last 2. And then the film came out and I was like, I've got to get back to it. Anyway, we started again from the beginning. And
Wow, that's a commitment.
it is brilliant. I know everyone knows this, has seen it, but it is brilliant. No matter where it was made, whatever, it is head and shoulders one of the best TV shows ever made, in my opinion. And what I think is astonishing about that is certainly before Netflix got involved towards the end of those seasons, they didn't have a lot of money,
Mm. Totally.
comparatively to make the show. But what they did have was an incredible script and incredible actors, and that is more important than anything. I think is having a great story, and then the execution of that is up to you. But like the way they executed it with the amount of money they had,
Mm.
I just think goes to show that it's not about chucking money at stuff. It's about the quality of it in the first place, and then how you support that in production.
A little pivot. I'm just curious, are you guys into reality television at all, or is this a scripted household?
So yes,
Okay, I knew it.
I've sort of like been cajoled in that direction recently, but
Yeah.
no, Megan is a Bravo person
Is she?
over here. Oh, she's obsessed.
Shell's
Tom,
is amazing.
wait, Tom,
She is.
go on.
She's obsessed. I mean, like I sort of get it because we do this for a living, and
Yeah.
like you see behind the curtain, and it's very difficult to watch something without thinking it from a technical point of view when you're watching scripted stuff. But reality is just
Oh,
you're just watching these people go,
it's heaven.
and it's
Heaven.
great.
Well,
And
I'm a
it's just little
Bravo.
escape.
Bravo is like what pays the bills in a way. Tell your wife that next Thursday I'm going to the Lisa Vanderpump Hotel opening in Las Vegas, and I am sure she can attend if she wants to. I'm not even joking. Like
Okay.
not to put the event down, but I think it's kind of a free for all in a way. So like, or your wife done it anyway. But I mean, I'm going to be there to give you an example. But it's going to be a lot of fun. You should seriously tell her to come. I'm excited. I love Bravo. That's like my thing.
You may well see her there. As soon as I tell her this, she'll be
Oh.
like looking at flights.
I'm not even joking. It would be so much fun, and I know everyone who's going to be there. So keep in touch. That makes me happy. Are you a Survivor person at all, or no? Because that I think you would love.
I haven't watched Survivor, but I'm working with CBS at the moment.
Are you?
Obviously, that's been the CBS like stalwart for I don't know 25 years now, is it or something?
It's since
crazy?
2001. Yeah, exactly. Mhm.
The
Wow.
thing that I find most amazing about Survivor, having never watched it, is that Mike White,
Oh.
the creator of
White Lotus.
White Lotus,
Mm.
was a contestant on it. In fact, he's been a contestant twice now. I think,
Twice.
on it.
And I have to tell you, he is so good on it because I love Survivor and
heard.
Bravo are my two things. He is so funny and clever on it that it only makes you like White Lotus more. You know, it's the kind of thing because it could have gone in the other direction if he was like a villain or whatever. But he is so authentically hilarious and he's so great at the game that when he got eliminated, it was a big loss for that show this last season because he is great.
Wow.
Yeah.
No, I haven't ever watched that one. But
Well, good.
what's the one? I'm quite into the real estate ones, to be honest.
Oh, I could see that. Like
So,
Millionaire.
Selling Sunset,
Selling- yeah.
Selling OC, buying Beverly Hills.
Yeah.
There's a good French one as well that I got
Oh.
slightly cajoled into.
Is that what French property one?
Yeah.
I'm in.
It's on
That's like-
Netflix, I
that's-
think. Yeah.
And it's like the family of estate agents.
Is it in
And-
Paris?
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah,
it's
I've
just
got to watch
property
it.
porn, basically. It's
I know
just,
it's that wish fulfillment element of
Oh.
it, isn't it?
Mm.
But
yeah,
I
it's
just
let's
love
move to Paris.
Oh my gosh.
So good.
That really scratched an itch for me. I'm glad that I got to ask you that. Okay. Tom, every week we ask our guest this question. We have a recurring feature. It's called Revival. And what we're going to ask you is if you could bring back one of your favorite British shows from the past that is no longer on the air, what would that show be? And it can be anything, a one-off, a mini-series, reality show, you name it, game show, you name it. So the question
Christmas
is,
special.
Yep.
Christmas special. Well, they're bringing back Big Break, so that's that one cleared. Because I would have said bring back Big Break.
The snooker show.
The snooker show. Paddy McGuinness,
No.
I believe, is going to be hosting it.
I went on Bullseye once. That was
Did you really?
Did you?
Yeah. Yeah,
Did
and I got a
you?
Bullseye. Yeah. Didn't get a jet ski,
Did,
but
did
I
you
got
get a bendy
Bullseye.
bully? Did you get a bendy bully?
By the way, my least favorite UK game
I
show,
think-
Bullseye. I see the opening credits for it because I'm a Chase girl. I watch the Chase every day. When I see that bull cartoon, I'm just like, not for me. No thanks. I like hate that show. Yeah. Go on.
So Russell T Davies, massive fan of Russell's. Just think he's great, and obviously I grew up through quite a lot of his iconic shows. There was a show that he did. I think it was meant to just be a one-off, but it was just 6 episodes on ITV, and it was called Bob and Rose, and it was Leslie Sharp and Alan Davis, and it was the most beautiful little story about a woman and her gay best friend who actually fall in love with each other.
Oh.
And it was so great. And I remember I saw Russell like a couple of years after it, and and was just like waxing lyrical to him about how much I loved it. And not a lot of people had seen it, comparatively. And he told me that it's his favorite thing he'd ever written.
Wow.
And it was so beautiful and lovely. And I just think, yeah, I'd watch that again in a heartbeat, but I'd love to see how it continues as well.
Yeah. Where are they now?
Where are they now, kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's
So they're
lovely.
probably that.
That's
That
really
is the most
nice.
beautiful choice we've had in the whole season.
Yes. Happy Pride to them, by the way.
Yeah.
It's Pride Month here in the U.S. That's beautiful. That's a great answer. I've never heard of that show at all.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
Yeah, I've lived it, but I've not heard of it. Anyway, Tom Ellis, I have to say, you've been one of the most charming guests. I mean, really just such a pleasure to talk to you. It's so great when someone comes on and they're just easy and funny and great. And I can't wait to see you guys in Vegas next week at the Vanderpump Hotel opening.
We'll
Enjoy
see
the
you there.
football as well.
Oh, yeah,
yeah.
I can't wait.
Man.
I can't wait. All right, you
Thanks,
guys,
Tom.
You're
Hope to see
great.
soon.
Bye,
Thanks,
Tom.
mate.
Thank you.
Bye.
take care.
Well, that was a lovely way to spend an hour or however long we spoke to him. Tom Ellis, man, it's been what a treat.
I gotta say, when someone is that good looking and charming, it almost bothers me. I'm like, because he really was funny and charming. And it's a very rare combination. And I will say, and I will give it to the English because they always, quote unquote, take the piss out of each other. I think it would only be an Englishman who would behave that way. Because in this country, when you're handsome, we don't make you funny. They always say God doesn't give with both hands, Edith. I don't know if you've heard that saying, but it's one or the other. Pick a side. And he really has it all. He's a wonderful guy and he was a great guest.
Yeah, absolutely loved it. And there's so much for people to dive into as well. If you've maybe seen him in one thing, and if that's Lucifer, whatever it is, there is so much work that he's done that's so great that you can dive into.
Yeah, no, he had so many projects that I feel like we didn't touch upon like half of them, but nevertheless, but no, he was wonderful. And I always love finding out that people love Bravo. To me, it's an immediate, or musicals really, it's an immediate connection.
Double hit for you for this week.
That's right, finally.
Well, we'll be back next week with more insider info from more of your favourite British shows right here on The Box. We'll see you then. You've been listening to On The Box, hosted by Edith Bowman and Michelle Collins. The music was by Dario Forzato and Canio Claudio Tristano, courtesy of 411 Music. Research and additional material by Angela Channel. The mix engineer was Arlie Adlington. The production coordinator was Caroline Barlow. The production manager was Katie Baum. The production executive was Ian Hayden. The executive producers for BritBox are Alana McGahey and Diane Robina. And executive producer for BBC Studios is Pete Strauss. The producer was Rajiv Karia. On The Box is a BBC Studios production for BritBox.